what is going on? Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you are healthy and your family as well, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is a weird world we live in right now, and I'm so glad that you guys chose to spend a few minutes of your day with me. We are working on a 10v10 war because, well, I'm here by myself. Well, not really. I've got Galawife, and things are well over here in the Galadon family, but we have decided to self-quarantine these 10 accounts and conduct some wars. So this is a series that I will continue as best as possible, showing you all Galadon attacking another clan. And yes, going 10v10. I know other YouTubers do 5v5. Nah, come on. Let's go full-on, full-blown 10v10 wars with some of the strangest but true accounts that you'll ever see. I will show you those accounts, and we will continue to work on bringing those accounts up, at least offensively, in the future episodes of this series. So it's kind of, well, you'll see. We'll get into it in just a moment. In the meantime, this is us versus their number 2 base. Now, you'll notice that these are very much what players would call engineered bases on both sides of the wars, okay? We're seeing some very strange, very rushed bases on both sides, and that's just kind of the nature of matchmaking. When you go in with weird accounts and a wide variety of town halls, you're going to run into some strange opponents, and that's what we expect to see in this series. Now, of course, my ability to make YouTube videos every single day about Clash of Clans and to give back to the community and to give back to charity is thanks to you guys using code Galadon, okay? I know I talk about it a lot, but unfortunately for now, you have to re-enter the code every 7 days in order for it to work. Clash of Clans sends me about 5% of whatever you spend on gems, packages, and gold passes during that period, and then I give back to charity, and you guys, of course, with hundreds of free gold passes every single month. So thank you guys again for that. There goes the first 3-star, and we're working our way down the line. Now, what I've done here is I've shown you all of the attacks starting with their number 2 base. And the reason I'm doing that is because the opposing clan has 3-starred every single one of my bases except for one. All right, they did achieve a high percentage 2-star on my number 2 base, and somehow they tripled my number 1 base. So we need to consider maybe changing that war base. So we're working our way down the line, starting with where I thought was going to be the kind of gimme triples from number 2 on the way down to number 10, and then we'll show you number 1, the critical attack that must go well in order for us to pick up the win. At this point in the war, it's late enough that we know that they're not going to triple all of my bases. Remember, I've got a bunch of rushed accounts. They have a bunch of rushed accounts. The difference being probably there's 10 or close to 10 people over there playing those 10 accounts. For me, it's just one guy. And who knows, maybe CWL will be the next step, 15v15 with all Galadon accounts. Anyway, this sort of kind of didn't go the way that I had hoped in the beginning, but it works out. Because the base is weak enough defensively, I'm able to kind of get this roundabout funnel going, where I drop the king and the siege barracks on the right-hand side after the queen has cleared this whole left-hand side all the way down to 6 o'clock, and then we know that the funnel should happen, but then again, the archer queen, she gets to the town hall, so now we don't need to worry about sending in the hybrid attack on the middle of the base. We send it in on the far left-hand side, right into the defending barbarian king. I realize kind of sloppy, but nonetheless, we're going to get the job done. We're going to roll around and grab the 3-star. So really what these wars come down to is you're going to see a bunch of strange but true attacks and defenses and bases and accounts, and then it's going to come down to really, honestly, 2 attacks. Number 1 and number 2 on both sides. Those will always be the only 2 attacks that really matter, and they're also the only ones that are not against strange, rushed, terrible bases. So it makes it kind of fun to roll through with a bunch of easy triples. And I have to say, it's one of the cool things about doing these kind of wars is it's like this coordination. You know, how many accounts do I use to drop down to attack a lower level town hall? Because remember, when you're doing 10v10, you get 2 attacks each. So I really only technically need 5 good attacking accounts. Now this is my number 3 account. You'll notice not looking so strong. It's Galadon 13.0, and this is from the No Clash Cash series. This account will not be attacking except for in clan wars. I will be working on getting those hero levels up and the offensive troops stronger over time. But for now, well, as you can see, without dropping thousands of dollars, it is difficult to get very strong, but usually strong enough for a Town Hall 13 to drop down and take out a really badly rushed Town Hall 11. And luckily, we're not ever going to see maxed out accounts in the mid-range. I'm not likely to see maxed out 7, 8, 9, 10, 11s in these wars. If one or two accounts are bad, usually almost all of the accounts are bad. And I'll show you the roster that I'm running in just a moment. And you can see if you guys have input or feedback on how you think I could strengthen this roster, let me know. But the general idea is here to bring 5 competent offensive accounts that can conduct 10 attacks on the opponent's bases and not really worry that much about the bottom 5. In fact, the bottom 5 accounts I'm trying to bring as low as possible. Right now, that means a Town Hall 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2 are my bottom 5 accounts in every one of these wars. And of course, for insurance purposes, it would be ideal that my number 1 can attack number 1 and 2 on the opposite side, and my number 2 can attack number 1 and 2 on the opposite side. That way I get 2 attempts against all of their best bases. Usually that's not needed, but this war it actually was. My number 1, my main account, fully maxed out Town Hall 13, only got like a 65% or so against their number 1. And so I was sweating it, to be honest. You will see the clutch attack at the end of the episode that I need in order to pick up the victory. But right now, again, this is 13.0. Yeah. Again, like I said, these lower numbers are never going to be competitive. And honestly, it makes it kind of fun. You know, get in there and crush an opposing base like this, 3-star, 8 different bases without even trying. It's kind of fun. The only catch is that training can take forever, and oftentimes these accounts don't have the resources, they don't have the gems, so it is something I have to start thinking about in advance, training armies, and you'll see that in just a moment as we move down to Galadon 12.0, which is another seemingly impossible account. All right, this was 13.0, and there was the 3-star, and I believe now we've taken out their top 4 bases or so. Let's drop down with Galadon 12. I'm sorry, I misnamed it. He's 12.0. And this is a Town Hall 12 that has no heroes. All right, so yeah, all level 1 walls, no heroes. And unfortunately for me, I realized this account has not unlocked it hadn't unlocked Electro Dragons. And that's kind of what I thought would be the best troop to use. So we spent some gems, we spent some resources getting one barracks to unlock Electro Dragons. Now you know what the problem is there, right? And you'll see it in just a moment. Now I've got some runes, so we're going to go ahead and use a rune of elixir, even though, wait a minute, it's far from a maxed out elixir storage, but 14 million is enough. We don't need to waste our time maxing out the storages and then use the runes. Let's just get the Electro Dragons unlocked. There it is. So now we have one barracks that we can train Electro Dragons in. And what that means is it takes, you ready for this? It takes 2 hours or 171 gems just to train the dragons. All right? Just to train the dragons is about 2 hours. So what I did, no, I'm sorry, 3 hours. I was wrong. 3 hours and 16 minutes total to train this army. Obviously, we stepped away for a while after we requested troops from my other Galadon accounts, and we waited. We came back 3 hours later, and then we conducted this attack. Now again, this account has no heroes, so it definitely limits the type of base that I can go after. A rushed Town Hall 10? Yeah, I'm gonna say that maxed out Electro Dragons should be just fine. Of course, still here I'm using power potions, which I am always going to heavily rely upon. In fact, if power potions didn't exist, then I probably wouldn't be able to do these wars because it would just be too expensive. I mean, honestly, I could still do them, but it would cost a couple $1,000s to max out all of the troops that I needed to use. And the hero potions, at least on the accounts that have heroes, are kind of nice as well. So there we go, got that one down, and then, okay, it gets worse. I realize, yes, I could have dropped like 2 E-Dragons and the Stone Slammer, and I would have picked up the 3-star, but who wants to do that? Overkill is the way to go. Overkill is the word of the day, at least on bases 3 through 10, and I screwed up the smiley face. The troll smiley face, with the free spells. I was super disappointed. Went too fast. But again, here comes another 3-star, and we're just about done. Now, this is Galadon 10.0, and I'll tell you, this is actually not a rush to Town Hall 10. If you recall the brief series that Klaus and I did where we were racing these Town Hall 10s, it kind of fizzled out. This is a Town Hall 9 that I farmed all the way through Town Hall 9, but with some gems, so it will be different than No Cash Clash, but it's a normal Town Hall 10. Obviously, we didn't need to bring any sort of real army at this point. We're attacking super low town halls. These are just about the last bases that we'll be attacking on the opposing side. Now, if we do spin a war where I find really, really low town halls on the other side, then I try to get my Town Hall 2 in to pick up some war stars. For now, I think most of these bases were just too high for a Town Hall 2 to reasonably expect to triple, so we brought in the level 1 bowlers and the Archer Queen and wiped out a couple of these final bases just to get down to the point where it was going to be tied. This is their number 9 base that I am bullying right now with my Town Hall 10. And once this is done, only number 10 remains to be taken out. And who else but Galadon 6.0. This is, by the way, a fully maxed out Town Hall 6. That's right. You ever want to see one? There it is. Permanently set at Town Hall 6. He's going to come in and, yeah. This is not going to be much of a competition right here. Spam the level 3 loons. We lightninged out the only air defense that was available, and this is going to be history. So a pretty easy victory right here. And this is the point that brings us to the tie 29-29 in this 10v10 war. So there's only one attack left on the board, and it is up to Galadon 13.0, the now fully maxed out Town Hall 13, my second account. And the base that it has to take down is right here. We're hoping for a 3-star. We went in with Queen Charge Hybrid, Queen Walk Hybrid from the 3 o'clock corner. The idea being, I thought, okay, the Queen will come in, she'll funnel the 3 o'clock side. Then the King and the Barracks will funnel the 6 o'clock side, and the Hybrid will move in between 3 and 6 and move up towards the Town Hall. So let's see how this goes and how close we get to what I had hoped. Wall breakers moving in right here, not a problem. They get the wall open, and now beautifully right here, this is exactly what I wanted to happen. The Archer Queen has completed her portion of the funnel, and now she's just getting bonus damage, clearing that multi-target Inferno. So now we start the 6 o'clock portion of the funnel, but of course now we have to deal with the defending heroes at the bottom. Watch this as it works out. I have leftover wall breakers. You'll notice I brought like 12 or 15 of them. I wanted to make sure I didn't fail. Here we go. Outer layer of walls is down. Inner layer of walls just about to go down as well. And as it does, that makes this inner portion of the funnel complete. And you'll notice I didn't even actually bring the siege barracks yet. Just the Barbarian King down there is enough. Now I finally realize, oh yeah, I probably should have brought the siege barracks. I don't need it. Let's just send a blimp in along with the Hybrid, because there is your complete funnel. The funnel is going straight to the core, so we know that this is going to be a high percentage 2-star at least. But where does it go from here? Maybe not the ideal usage right here of the siege machine. I probably could have found some better value by dropping a barracks in maybe the 9 o'clock corner. Not really sure now that I look back at this, but watch what happens right here as we've got the final freeze spell. Beautiful freeze spell, if I do say so myself, on a multi-target Inferno Bomb Tower and the scatter shot. And the last heal spell, maybe a little bit misguided. I honestly didn't know where my miners were at that point. They're all down on the bottom left corner. And the heal spell really didn't do a whole heck of a lot. It couldn't even save, well, yeah, it was worthless. And that might have been the point where I screwed up. Because notice the amount of time left. We've got 20 or so % left on this base. Queen ability, lots of miners, the Grand Warden, no healers, and it's going to be a race against the clock. Do you guys have any guesses? Go ahead. Guess your percentage right now. 90, 95, 98. Will I 3-star it? Let's watch. Queen ability, closing in, she takes down the Grand Warden statue. That leaves about 4 defenses, and we're under 30 seconds. Archer Queen, archers, here come the miners. They are everywhere, but they're too slow. Archer Queen losing health. She can't get the Expo out of the way. Impossibly, the Expo has 1 HP, and we're down to the final 15 seconds. It is up to the miners, and 4 buildings left. 96%, 10 seconds. Clock is counting down. Miner's working. You know that Expo only has like 1 hit point. It just needs a miner fart to take it down. Here they go. Everybody went after the storage, and that means no miners are going to get there in time. Not a single miner was willing to spit on the Expo, and we're left with a 99% 2-star. It doesn't improve the star score, but it did improve the percentage. And the final score, that's right, victory by percentage. Galadon, just Galadon, 99.9% destruction. Opposing clan, 95.9% destruction. In as close of a possible margin as you're ever going to see. It came down to percentages against the 1 base on each side. And man, it was close. Check it out. They 3-starred my main account. That definitely made me sweat. But I think this is the same roster that we are going to use for the next war. So we will go straight into another 10v10 war. Here you can see all of my accounts. We bring my 3 Town Hall 13s, my Rush 12, my normal 10, and then 65432. We're leaving out 11, 9, 8, and 7. Let me know what you guys think. I'll let you know when the next war gets underway and what happens. If you stop by a Facebook live stream at fb.gg/realgaladongaming, you can see these attacks live and the fails. In the meantime, thank you guys for sticking around all the way to the end of the episode. You're the true #GalFam. Now get out there. Wait a minute. Maybe don't get out there. Now stay indoors. Make the best of the rest of your day. Be kind to people, animals, and planet. I'll see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. Galadon, I told you staying in the bathroom was always safer